Welcome back, everybody. An 80-year study from Harvard University found that the #1 predictor of long-term health and happiness is social connection. And what better time of year to connect with friends and family than the holidays?
But sometimes the holiday season can feel a little bit more overwhelming for some people than it is merry. Our next guest is here to nix the festive stress with tips on what we can do to have the happiest of holidays. Welcome back to the show, a happiness researcher from Western University, Gillian Mandich.
Often say to people, have a happy holiday, but that's not necessarily the easiest ask for everyone. We have to actually kind of cultivate that, right?
Yeah, exactly, because we say have a happy holiday, and it doesn't just happen. And even when you go in with the best intentions and you plan everything ahead of time and you've got all the things arranged, then the cookies get burnt and the travel plans change and the kids throw a fit. So the reality
or throw up.
So the reality is it actually takes work to have a happy holiday, and science can teach us some ways to actually do that, which is why I'm happy to be here today to talk about it.
Yes, and we are going to start with a really big one, and that would be busyness around this season, because we're pulled in so many different directions. How do you stay happy, Gillian, when you really are just being asked to do so many things at this time of year?
Oh, it's so true, right? We're pulled, like you said, in so many different directions. So one of the things you can do, which is something that I find pretty challenging myself, is let go of perfectionism, because we have this idea that we're going to have this perfect holiday. And yet, if we could just take what are our few top priorities and focus on those, what that's going to do is going to allow you to let go of everything else so you can just focus on that. You can also get creative with what you're doing. So if you have to go out shopping a whole bunch of times, instead of that, make a list and then go 1 or 2 times, or maybe do some online shopping so you're not spending as much time running around. And also, one of the big things is just to be present, because especially in the holiday, our minds might go to what happened yesterday or all the things we have to do or what we have moving forward. And the best gift you can really give yourself and anybody for the holiday is just presence, spending time being present, because what that's going to do is it's going to increase your happiness and allow you to really savor the holidays.
Let's go back to the shopping, because the shopping is one of the sources of stress, right? You have to come up with your list. The malls are so busy. A mall during the holiday season isn't my happy place. I don't know if it's anyone's happy place. So how do you get happiness from that whole process of shopping and the gifts and whatever?
Yeah, because buying gifts can add so much stress to what's already a stressful time. You're stressing about what's the perfect gift for someone to get. So instead of doing that, I think about how can you reshift it and use some creativity to help you. So how can you give gifts that are really meaningful? Oftentimes, if you spend like 10 minutes creeping someone's Pinterest boards or their social media pages, you can see what they like, and you can give a more thoughtful gift. And also, research from Cornell University teaches us that when you're giving gifts, instead of giving a tangible gift, if you can give an experience, what that's going to do is it's going to boost your happiness when you get the gift, but then also you're taking pictures, you've got the memories, so it gives more lasting happiness as well. So thinking, how can you plan a dinner or a trip or some quality time to really boost happiness?
I think a lot of people like me do enjoy some things around the holidays, like decorating, for example. I know in my family, we put the music on, we're dancing around, we're doing the decorating because it is a festive time. So is that measurable happiness, or is that all a placebo? And quite frankly, does it even matter?
It's true, right? One of the cool things is that decorating for the holidays actually does increase happiness. And what's really neat is that there was a study done that found that, you know how sometimes people decorate early? It's not that you sort of take that and you stretch it out. The earlier you decorate, you get more positive emotion. And the reason is because it creates a neurological shift in our brain, because we're used to the same monotonous things we see day to day. So when you add the decorations, you have beauty, you have new things, so it actually increases your happiness in your brain.
What about traditions at this time of year? Because that's really big during the holidays. Families have certain traditions that they follow. Is that fine, or should we be, Gillian, creating new memories?
Traditions can be really great because they can connect us to our past, they can create connection with your friends or your family or your community. And when you think about traditions, it doesn't matter so much what the tradition is, as long as it's something you value. So if you're looking and you have some holiday traditions that you really value, that are important, then this is a good reminder to keep doing them. And if you're looking to create a new tradition, then finding something, maybe you watch Rudolph with the kids every year, or put pajamas, you make it whatever it is for your own, because when you do that, you can see increases in your happiness and your joy year after year after year.
The holidays can unfortunately be a very lonely time for lots of people. So what if you're worried about someone that you care about? What's the right way to sort of reach out and try to get them to be happy?
Yeah, because in relationships, we want to share the good times with people, and then part of it is sharing the tough or lonely or more challenging times. And so if you know someone that is maybe feeling lonely, I think it's good to reach out to them and then see what happens, because there's no playbook that tells you this is the perfect way to ask someone if they're feeling lonely. The best thing to do is allow it to come from your heart. So doing that, reaching out, knowing that sometimes people don't want to talk, and just knowing that you're there or that you are a phone call away can be enough. And if they do want to talk, sometimes our natural tendency is to want to fix or solve a problem, when oftentimes just providing a non-judgmental listening space can be the best gift you can give.
Okay, so what happens if, like, you've taken up care of other people, but shouldn't you have, like, take care of yourself?
100%. That's really the best gift you can give. And especially during the holiday season when things are so busy, it can be easy to let yourself go. And yet it's absolutely essential, especially at this time of year, to focus on your self-care. And it doesn't need to be big things. You know, it can just be booking a pedicure when you're at the mall, or taking time to go to a yoga class or for a walk. When you make time for yourself, you show up and you're better for you, as well as your entire friends and family, anyone you're around during the holidays.
Okay, so if someone just tuned in right now and you want to give them just a few takeaways for this holiday season to generate some joy in their life, what would they be?
So I think, the old adage, it's better to give than to receive. Research actually shows that that's true. So a Harvard study gave people money and then assessed their well-being. And they found that the people that spent their money on other people were happier than the people that spent it on themselves. And so also, looking how you can give or help someone else. Because when you do that, especially during the holiday season, you have an increase in happiness, and so do they.
Gillian, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you so much. Great tips. We'll be back right after this.